All right, well, hello everyone. Okay, let's try this again. Hello everyone. This is going to be a video of learning Portuguese and Spanish at the same time. These two languages are so similar that you can learn both while learning one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean by that. And yeah, let's get to it. If you want to follow along and actually do some hands-on training or practice or studying, then you could go ahead and download the free Duolingo app. And even if you want to learn Spanish, you will if you follow this video and follow me through this app. So if you want to go ahead and open the Duolingo app, go to the Portuguese one and you'll see why. We're going to learn Spanish and Portuguese through this language. And let's get started. So we're gonna do basics 1. So I'm gonna do practice because I've already completed all the lessons. So it's gonna look different than if you're just barely starting, but this is gonna help you out to start with basics 1. So let's go ahead and get started.
Pão e água. Pão e água.
Pão e água, bread and water. Pão e agua, there we go. Pão e água, bread and water. So bread is pão, is and agua is water. It's very simple. It translates, the sentence structure translates exactly the same. Now, for Spanish, it would be pan y agua. So it's gonna be almost exactly the same as the Portuguese version of bread and water, with just a slightly different pronunciation and slightly different spelling as well. But you could see why both of them are so similar, and how when you learn one, you can definitely learn the other one. So okay, Portuguese is pão e agua, Spanish is pan y agua. Okay, so my Portuguese pronunciation is not very good. It's decent, but definitely I'm working on it. Now my Spanish pronunciation is a lot better. It's I mean, I've been speaking it for forever, so it's a lot better my Spanish than my Portuguese. So if I do make some mistakes in my Portuguese pronunciation or spelling, the spelling usually Duolingo will correct it, but the pronunciation, go ahead and correct me in the comment section just so I can know if I'm doing something wrong. Spanish, if I do something wrong with the spelling, because I'm not great at spelling, but I am better at pronouncing that spelling. So if I misspell something, go ahead and correct it as well. But let's get started with the next sentence. I eat an apple. So eu como uma maçã. Oh, there we go. Okay, so eu como an apple, uma masa. So for Spanish, it'd be yo como una manzana. So very, very similar. Again, these sentences are very similar. Yo como una manzana. So you're gonna see a difference between Portuguese and Spanish is that in Portuguese, uma is with an M and una is with an N. So so these come before the feminine. So if masa, manzana, apple is feminine, that's why it's uma and una. If it was masculine, it'd be, for Portuguese is and for Spanish is un. So there's two different ways of saying and. It depends if it's feminine or masculine.
Tenho uma casa.
Tenho uma casa. I have a house. Tenho uma casa. Now, so as you could see on this sentence, they translated it to tenho. They didn't put eu, because tenho implies that you're speaking about yourself. Now, what you're going to see about a lot of words that imply that you're doing something yourself, they're going to finish in O. So, for example, if you say I drink, you'd say bebo. You don't have to say el bebo because you're already saying bebo, which implies that you are drinking, that yourself. Now, in Spanish, it's the same thing. In Spanish, it translates to tengo una casa. So you don't have to say yo tengo una casa because you're already implying that you're speaking about yourself with the word tengo. Okay? So you're gonna see that I'm gonna point to that again with other words that are gonna be coming out in this lesson. Bread and water. Pão e agua. Okay. Oh, I skipped it. Okay. Pão e agua. Okay. I skipped it on here, but I'm just gonna go back in the video and the edit when I'm editing. So when I say bread and water, in Portuguese it's pão e agua. In Spanish it's pan y agua. So it's extremely similar. Once again, very simple. So let's go on to the next one.
Bebo água.
Bebo agua. Bebo agua. So we're gonna see water again here, and here we have another example of me explaining that you don't have to use the exact translation of the word I. The exact translation of the word I would be el, but since bebo implies that you're speaking about yourself, you just have to translate it to bebo agua. In Spanish, it's actually the same way. Bebo agua. Bebo agua. In Portuguese, bebo agua. In Spanish, bebo agua. So it's the same pronunciation. So very similar. I mean, you learn it for Portuguese, you're learning it for Spanish. I eat bread and I drink milk. Okay, so I'm gonna see how if Duolingo accepts it or not. So I eat is como. I don't have to put el como. At least I don't think I have to. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. Como pão. Bebo leche. Okay, so Duolingo accepted it. You don't have to put the direct translation of I because it's implying that you're eating and that you're drinking. So in another correct solution that they wrote on the bottom of the screen, you could see that they put el como pão e bebo leche. So they only used one translation of I in the beginning. So that's another way of doing it. You don't have to use I both times in one sentence. So the translation for Spanish would be como pan y bebo leche. Very similar. You learn one, you learn the other. So you're learning two languages at once.
Eu tenho uma casa e carro.
Casa e carro. Let's hear that again.
Eu tenho uma casa e carro.
Okay. Eu tenho uma casa e carro. I have a house and a car. So I have, eu tenho. Now, once again, I didn't have to put eu, which is the direct translation of I could have just put tenho, and that implies that I'm speaking about myself. But I did go ahead and put it, so we're going to translate from Portuguese to Spanish. So eu tenho is yo tengo una casa y un carro. So there we have it. Very similar.
Eu bebo e eu como.
Eu bebo, eu como. I drink and I eat. So here they're using eu, direct translation of I, eu, two times in one sentence. So you can do that. You don't have to. You could have just easily said bebo e como. Bebo e como. I eat and I drink. Now in Spanish, if I translate it word for word, it would translate to yo bebo y yo tomo. No, yo bebo y yo como. Así que, I mean, so I'm using I twice, which I don't have to. It just depends. If you're learning the word for word translation, then that's how you're going to learn it. If you want to learn a more common way of speaking, then you probably just say bebo y como or bebo e como. So there you have it for that one.
Homem e uma maçã.
Homem e uma maçã. So a man and an apple. So here we have un homem e uma masa. In Spanish, you would say un hombre y una manzana. So apple would have a little bit longer spelling for the Spanish version, manzana. So that's the difference between those. A lot of similarities still. A house and a car. Una casa e un carro. Okay. A house, una casa, and a car e un carro. So now you're gonna see that the word slash letter A. So when you say a house, you're gonna see that it translates to uma, and when you say a car, it's and that's because one of them is masculine, which carro is masculine and casa is feminine. So whenever you have a feminine word, it's gonna be uma, and whenever you have a masculine, it's gonna be and it's very similar in Spanish also. So in Spanish, it would be una casa y un carro. So it's very, very similar to Spanish, the way we speak Spanish and we write Spanish. Very similar to Portuguese on that, and it also has to do with feminine and masculine.
Eu como pão e bebo leite.
Eu como pão e bebo leite. I eat bread and I drink milk. So I eat, eu como. Now once again, you could have just wrote como pão e bebo leite. But we went ahead and translated it to eu como pão e bebo leite. In Spanish, that would translate to yo como pan y bebo leche. Very, very similar. A man and an apple. Un homem. Because it's homem is masculine. E uma, because apple is feminine. Maçã. Homem e uma maçã. A man and an apple. In Spanish, if you translate that Portuguese to Spanish, you would get un hombre y una manzana. Manzana, remember that, manzana.
Eu sou da Argentina.
Eu sou da Argentina. I am from Argentina. Eu sou da Argentina. Now, in Portuguese, this is going to be different than Spanish. Okay, let's get into it. Eu sou da Argentina. Now, from is da. And it's da because Argentina is feminine. If it would have been masculine, it would have been do. D-O. Now, in Spanish, would be yo soy de Argentina. Now, Argentina, from, the word from in Spanish, you don't have a masculine or feminine. It is de. From equals de in Spanish. De Argentina, regardless if it's masculine or feminine. But in Portuguese, you do have to spell depending if it's masculine or feminine. So it's da Argentina. If it's masculine, if the word that follows from is masculine, it would be do. So that's the difference between Portuguese and Spanish, the word from. I have a house and a car. Eu tenho uma casa e carro. Okay, I have, eu tenho. Now, I didn't have to put eu tenho, I could have just put tenho. But I went ahead and did it. It's correct either way. It's just depending how you want to learn it and how you want to do it. So, eu tenho uma casa. I have a house and a car. É carro. Now, for the Spanish version of that, that would translate to yo tengo una casa y un carro. And there you have it. Extremely similar. Now, carro could also translate to auto. You could also write auto instead of carro. It's like in English automobile, an automobile. So auto. So you could write in Spanish, yo tengo una casa y un auto. But in order to keep similarities, we could just say carro. You don't have to learn the other one. You can, but you don't have to. At least not yet. I am a girl. Eu sou uma menina. Okay, so we're gonna see here that I put eu sou instead of so. I could have gone either way. Once again, a girl, uma menina. So it's uma because menina is feminine. Now, if you see at menina, the Spanish version of menina, which is girl, is niña. So if you take the M and the E off in the Portuguese version, you're left with nina, which is very similar to niña. So the Spanish version is yo soy una niña. Once again, extremely similar. I am a rat. Eu sou rato. Okay, so rat in Portuguese is rato, which is masculine, which is why a is So in Spanish, kind of like a slang meaning, you know? So we're gonna go ahead and translate it to yo soy una rata. I am a rat. And there we have it. We finished this. We're gonna continue, and that's the end of the lesson. No XP points because it's just a practice. That's very sad for me because I'm fighting to get there to number 1. I'm barely number 8 for the week. The week just started. Anywho, so yes, as you can see, Portuguese, that was Basics 1. Next video is gonna be on Basics 2. Next video is gonna be on phrases. So it's gonna be one lesson video. So far, I'm not too far ahead in Portuguese actually. I'm all the way down to here. So I have a few more videos that I'm gonna make, and it's gonna be the same format, Portuguese and Spanish. You can learn both of them as you go. So these videos are gonna help me cement my learning, because by trying to teach, I learn things better. You learn more by teaching, because you actually need to know the why. Why is this way? If I want to teach it, I have to learn it. So I'm gonna be able to learn better, and other people are gonna be able to learn as well. So hopefully this is a win-win, and I'm just gonna put these videos out there and see if people like them, people do them, people learn from them. And I also will probably do Russian once I'm more ahead of what I am, because Russian, I'm not very far. I'm barely right here. I'm gonna start that tomorrow probably. I just finished this one today, And these two gave me a lot of problems. They were very hard. So Russian, if I want to make videos of Russian, it is going to be very, very difficult. So I'm going to take it slow for that one. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys want to learn. And that way you go ahead and follow, and you'll be able to learn basics too next time I upload. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.